So it's time for the Dyche Derby version 2 after a couple of weeks ago when we got slapped by Everton. Can Forest take revenge? Welcome to the match preview. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the match preview for Forest versus Everton. Yeah, it is that way around. Coming up, I'll give you an update on the injuries. Forest are going to be without about 6 players for this game. Everton are very depleted as well. We'll go through the predicted lineup and how can Forest win this game, because this, despite what Ant is thinking as he's watching this, is 100% a must-win game, and I will explain why. So you know the drill. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well if you are new to FFTV. Make sure you check out the merch store as well. You can get, remember this? We have 2 of these. Champions of Europe. Wear it with pride. It's over on the merch store. Scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Alrighty then, let's jump into this and let's get talking about everything to do with Forest and Everton. So, the Dyche Derby didn't go so well for us 2 weeks ago. I genuinely can't remember it, apart from Milenkovic scoring that own goal and it being 3-0. But Dyche has put some updates out on some of the injuries. So let's start with Chris Wood. He says that Chris Wood has had his knee surgery. It's gone well. And obviously he's not going to be back for this game. The other one is Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates is getting closer to returning to full fitness, but will not be ready for this game. We've also got Ndoye, who he told us a couple of weeks ago will be missing this match. So that's 3. And then you got Willy Bolly, you got Sangaré out. And I can't for the life of me remember who the other player is. If you remember it, let me know in the comments. But Forest will be slightly depleted in the squad. And I think we've still got enough, because Everton are missing a lot of players. Let me run you through Everton's players. They're missing Ibrahim Sangaré, Njai, who I rate very highly, Branthwaite, Dewsbury Hall as well, and Jack Grealish is doubtful. That's a lot of key players to be missing for for Everton. So this is Forest's best chance of beating Everton. I don't think, and my memory isn't great, but again, tell me in the comments, have we beaten them at home since we've been back in the Premier League? I remember we beat them last season at Goodison, or as it is now, Dickinson Stadium. I'm struggling to remember if we've beaten them at home. Maybe we did in the first season. I can't remember. Someone tell me. Is this a game where didn't John Shelby do some stupid penalty giveaway? Anyway, I digress. So look, with those players missing for Everton, Moyes is under a lot of selection issues when it comes to the players he can do. They just drew with Burnley away from home. It was a dire game. This is a huge chance for Forest to win it. And the reason I say this is must win is because West Ham are playing Brighton. Okay, I still don't think we're in a relegation battle, but we could cement it this week. Now, let me give you the doomsday scenario. If Forest lose to Everton and then Everton beat Brighton, Forest at the end of the weekend could be behind West Ham. Freaking Everton, West Ham. Why? Because West Ham have then got Wolves away from home and we have got Villa. Like, this could be serious. Now, the positive scenario is we go and beat Everton. West Ham don't beat Brighton. There's an 8-point gap and we're back in the midfield pack. But this is Forest. Which of those 2 scenarios do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments. I kind of worry about which one it's going to be. But anyway, so look, that's why it's so important, this game. That's why we have to win, because if we want to hit the objectives we want to hit, for me right now, get the position back comfortable in the Premier League, get us in that midfield table, finish somewhere between 8th and 12th, and focus on that Europa League, because I still do think we can win that. That has to be what the objectives are of the club right now. So that's where everything is in terms of injuries, in terms of my pointless thoughts. Let's go have a look at the team sheet. What do we change here, guys? I thought there was a lot of good performances at the weekend, and I thought there was some that maybe do need dropping. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Hudson-Odoi. Do I think Dyche is going to drop him? No. Would I put Hutchinson on the left and Bakwa on the right, 100%. In fact, let me just show you first my team, right? So this is what I would do. I'd take Hudson-Odoi off. I'd bring Hutchinson on the left and Bakwa on the right, or either way, to be honest. I don't mind them each way. I'm going to drop Dominguez for this one, and I'm going to bring my boy Douglas Luiz in. I know he had a stinker against Fulham the other day, but he's still a very good player. And I pretty much leave the rest. Victor, if Sells is fit, I don't think Victor's done anything wrong. I'm leaving Victor in. The only other one I would look to drop would be Savona. He was okay against Man City, but he had a stinker against Everton. I still like the idea of Jair Cunha playing there, but I can't see it happening. So that's probably the team I would go with. The other one I'd consider dropping is Gibbs White, unless he wants to play him deep again. I thought he played better deep against Man City. That's the team I go with. Does Dyche do that? Hell no. Hell no. He probably starts Taiwo, doesn't he? Dyche is going to keep it very simple. I actually think he will bring Douglas Luiz into this game, but I don't think he drops Hudson-Odoi. I think he'll leave Hutchinson in the team. Although Hutchinson, he might rotate Hutchinson, you know. Hutchinson's played quite a few games. I think Dyche might go with this. I think he might go with that. Bakwa on the right, Hutchinson on the left, Jesus up front, Gibbs White in the 10, Anderson and Douglas Luiz. Now, I don't actually mind what we do up front, as long as he gets the 8 and the 6 the right way around. The time he got it the right way around was against Spurs. Anderson played deeper and Sangaré was given the license in 8. Where he got it wrong was against Fulham, where Douglas Luiz was playing in the 6 and Anderson was further up in the 8. He needs to put Anderson in the 6 and let Douglas Luiz play the 8 role. Douglas Luiz is a better 8 than Sangaré. For, you know, all the criticism I get about backing Sangaré, I think Douglas Luiz is a better 8 than Sangaré. And I think Douglas Luiz would absolutely cook in the 8. Let him play higher up and let Anderson quarterback that midfield. And you know what? With Everton missing pretty much their first starting 3 for the midfield, apart from Jimmy Garner, we should be able to dominate that. We should be winning this game. Honestly, there's no scenario where you look at it where you don't think that Forest could win this game. So that's the team I think Dyche will go with. Now, would I drop Hutchinson? No, of course you want to play and start Hutchinson, right? But I just don't think it matters as long as we control that midfield and we don't make any silly mistakes. This time last season, this game cost us Champions League when Murillo made that silly mistake on the halfway line and Everton scored late to beat Forest at the City ground. That one I seem to remember. How does this go? I don't know. I think we win, but I'm not saying it with any chest. I'm just playing the numbers game here. They've got a lot of their players missing. If Grealish plays, maybe they look a bit better. Maybe he's still a bit hungover from the holiday period. Don't know. I'm going to go 2-1 to Forest. We need to beat Everton. No ifs, no buts, no maybes, no ant BS. We have to win this one. Get your score predictions in down below. I've also got my predictions for all the other games as well over on the Footy Network. I'll leave you guys that link on the end screen. Please do subscribe and give it a like as well if you can be asked to watch it. We'll see you for the game tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.